Excellence On Point Customs. This is my first tutorial that I'll be doing, a Netflix Daredevil first appearance costume. Um, it's going to be very simple, so hopefully the guys who are just starting out with their first customs, they'll be able to make something pretty cool. Um, so the body that I'm going to be using is two pieces. It's a Rise of Cobra G.I. Joe Duke for the torso and the arms. The legs are actually a Rise of Cobra 2009 Snake Eyes. Um, and the head, of course, is an Iron Fist from the Marvel Universe line. What I've done is I've already taken the screws out of the legs here. That way we can just take the figure apart. What we're going to do is we're going to paint just the waist and crotch area, and then also just right in the front, right there. And then the other part we're going to paint black will be of course part of the head. The paints I'm going to use pretty cool. I'm going to use Citadel. These I've been working with lately. They do really well with sticking to the figure, and they have a good quality to them. So if that's the black I'll use, and then the red is going to be a Mephiston red that I'll be using as well. That'll be for like the more of the details and stuff on the figure. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So here what I've done is I've gone ahead. I painted a little bit of the black right here on the chest, and also on the waist and the crotch area right there. I use the thin layers of black. The thing with black is don't want to get too thick. You kind of thin it with some water just to kind of put a nice light layer. You kind of layer it in. One thing I have noticed with Citadel paints, they always get this paint on the back here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but I seem to not be able to close these things right. So, alright, we're going to let that dry a little bit, and then we'll work the legs. We don't even have to work on the legs, which is nice. This is going to be more of a level 2 to get the Sculpey on the head. It's not too hard, but I'll show you how to do that one next. Alright. Welcome back to my part 3 of my Netflix Daredevil first appearance costume tutorial. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a head here, working on this Iron Fist head. What I do is I'm starting to mold together some Pro Sculpt. It's a sculpting material. It comes in dark gray and a light gray compound. You basically would mix it together in a 50-50 ratio to make a compound that allows you to mold to the head here. So I'm just going to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Other thing I have, you can get this on Amazon along with the Pro Sculpt, is a wax carver's kit. Just has like little tools, kind of like looking like dental tools, little picks and stuff like that. That way I can add kind of like a folds and wrinkles in the material to make it more seem more lifelike on the head when I apply it to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this off here, and then we're going to kind of apply it to the head itself. So let's see if I can get the camera kind of set so you can see what I'm doing here. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of just going to form it. Kind of have to keep this stuff moving, otherwise it will dry up. This will cure or settle fairly quickly. That's the nice thing with the Pro Sculpt, is it doesn't take long at all. I'm just kind of making sure it kind of gets right on the head there. Where's the rest of it? There it is. Good boy. So this, I just want to make sure it forms evenly on the head. You don't want kind of like look like it's coming off or looks fake. You want to kind of make sure it looks like it's part of there. So it's kind of the basic of what it's going to look like. Make sure you kind of leave the nose alone. kind of get your finger wet here. That'll kind of help me smooth it a little bit. That way it doesn't. That way you don't really have the feel of like your thumbprint when you get on there. So doesn't look too bad. So what I'll do now, I'll take the little dental tool. I'll kind of like fold in a little bit where the eye would be. Give it some wrinkles here and there. I'm kind of just smoothing back over with my finger. That way, it kind of. You always think of sculpting stuff as something that's living. It's always moving. Always wants to move. And this I just use a very thin amount. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to make it so it looks like it's cloth that kind of formed right over the face. So as you can see, I'm just kind of using this to kind of ridge, make little ridges on wrinkles on the head. Again, this is more of a level 2 or intermediate, I guess you say, for customizing. Beginners, I mean, I would just actually I recommend just painting the actual Iron Fist face. That way you don't have to worry about doing all the sculpting stuff. This is more, I'm just kind of doing a little bit more advanced. That way it looks a little more real. So it looks like it's starting to form here. Alright. If we get a little see of that. Just kind of smoothing over where I had that. Make sure I get the spot right here that kind of came over it. So one thing, don't worry about, too many wrinkles, because again, what you're going to do, you're going to paint right over half of the stuff, so you won't even see it. So the curing time would probably be at least an hour or two, so we'll take a break for tonight, and then I'll work more on it with you tomorrow. So any questions, feel free to email me, lowlight27 at og13.com, or just comment on my page and I'll be happy to help. I'm also on Facebook at lowlight27's On Point Customs. So hope to see you there. Hopefully this will help, and hopefully I'll be able to see some of your new customs. Great, thanks again, and talk to you later. Hi there, welcome back to Lowlight27's On Point Customs tutorial on the Netflix Daredevil first appearance costume. What we're going to be doing while I'm waiting for the head here to dry, I've already put the Pro Sculpt on. I'm actually going to start painting some detail lines on the shirt here to make it more in line with the show. So there were some silver lines already pre-painted on the figure, so I could just basically follow those lines and just kind of create the red part on the shoulder as well. And then I'll just do it on this side here. You can just kind of see where the silver is on this one. And then I'll go ahead and we'll start that. I've got a couple paint brushes here that I use Insane Detail and what they call the Psycho. They're the War Gamer paints. So I'm just going to have to put the camera down here for a minute here. Just let me kind of set up here. And I'll be happy to show you how I do that. forgive me. This is my first time making a YouTube video tutorial, especially with a webcam. I'm used to having the setup here, but so you see this. So I'm basically just getting a little bit of red on my brush and kind of just following that line. The nice thing is I have a black base, so if I kind of mess up the line, I can correct it with the black, and that kind of cheats it. So you can. But again, I highly recommend, getting some good detail brushes, especially if you're going to paint eyes and on heads and stuff like that. You're going to want to have a really fine tip brush, or if you want to do like camouflage, you're going to want to line up your camouflage. You want to have something that has a fine tip, or at least what they call a 20/0 brush. So what happened was the original painter that did this kind of made a bigger stripe on part of the arm, so just trying to make sure I'm trying to keep in it best I can. Nice thing is this actually, the body has a ridge where the paint line is supposed to go, so the paint can actually just fall in there. I'm kind of going over to kind of cover that silver right there. I might hit it with the black again. Right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another line here to kind of help guide it so it connects to the shirt a little bit better. So I'm just kind of going you really can't see that, but hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'm just going to light a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So that way it shows that the lines connect. And on the front, it'd be kind of the same thing. Right here, my line is right there, my line is right there. And I'll connect to the shoulder part to there. So, alright, I'll go ahead and stop this. That way you're not bored by watching me paint. So, I'll be back.